So maybe you've had these thoughts. I'll be happy when I pay off all my debts and I pay off my mortgage, or I'll be happy when I have enough savings so that I can be financially free, or I'll be happy when the kids get their place in college. You know how it goes. If this sounds like you, then stick around because I'm going to talk a little bit about this particular I'll be happy when trap. I'm going to give you some valuable advice about why these four simple words might be the very thing that's holding you back from living your best life. I'm Paul Campbell, and I specialize in helping men over 40 struggle with emotional burnout, and I help them to also enhance their career satisfaction. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you some powerful insight and practical strategies that will help you to break free from the I'll be happy when mindset that keeps most people stuck. So, if you look at people when they're stuck in problems, if you ask them when they'll be happy, they'll usually say, I'll be happy when, and these are toxic words. So if you're feeling unfulfilled in your current situation and you're constantly pushing your happiness out into the future, then this video might actually help you to change that mindset. And I find that these words are very toxic, and a lot of people are using them and they don't realize that they're pushing their happiness out into the future. So I'm going to be discussing this mindset, particularly for men who are over their 40s, they're coming into their 50s, and they hit that kind of midlife crisis where they question their life of why these words can be very problematic. And more importantly, how you can shift your perspective to be able to stop doing this and find a little bit more peace in your life and a little bit more success in the present moment. So, just let's talk a little bit about why the I'll be happy when trap is dangerous, especially for men in their midlife. This could include factors like social expectations, midlife resentment, where you're sitting there and you're comparing your life to what others seem to be doing with their life, and kind of looks like they have it all figured out and they're set for life. And even career pressure. You're in your career and you're thinking, I'll be happy when I finish this or when I retire, or when I get out of this job and into another one. I'll be happy when I get home out of this place and get home. This trap, this I'll be happy when trap, I find are probably the most toxic words that people can use in society. So just take a step back and evaluate yourself. Are you constantly pushing happiness out into the future? Do you have plans? Do you have like destinations where you feel like you're going to be able to get somewhere and feel that sense of achievement? For instance, like, do you find yourself saying, I'll be happy when I have enough money so that I don't need to work? You know, I'll be happy when I finally have that mortgage paid off. And I know financial security is important. This habit of deferring happiness into the future is problematic, especially for men over 40, because they do get to that point in their life where there's a kind of a metaphor that people have. It's like waiting you hit the midlife crisis, then you'll start kind of evaluating your life and you'll start questioning whether you did the right thing or you married the right person or you picked the right career and what you could have done and what you should have done. And then you start looking at like other men that are like living in Thailand and they look like they're on the laptop lifestyle, and you're like, I'd probably be happier when I'd get to somewhere like that and be doing something working for myself. It's a mind, it's a mess. It just torments people. So this phrase, I'll be happy when, unconsciously presupposes that you're not happy now and that you have to wait. And a lot of people don't know they're doing this. It's kind of a mindless thing where people are just thinking, oh, get through the day now. I'll be happy when I get home. I'll be happy when I get to bed. That's where your mind is hanging out. It means that you're not happy now and you're waiting for that feeling. And this is why thinking, this chronic thinking of waiting for someday that I'm going to be happier, can cause dissatisfaction. It can cause missed opportunities, and definitely, it could cause health issues because all that stress of waiting to be happy someday means you're not happy now and may even lead to regrets. So hopefully I'm going to get you to be able to just think a particular way to avoid regrets, so that you can get this way of thinking and just put it to the side and do something better that's going to get you to be able to enjoy the moment that you're in rather than wait. So breaking this habit, and we're going to address some common challenges that men over 40 face. This is a kind of a classic example, and this is something I used to say to people. And it's a quote that's on the internet, and it has no author. It doesn't. There's no author. I don't know who wrote it, but I used to say this to people, and it's a pretty common quote, and it goes like this: First, I was dying to finish school to start college. Then I was dying to finish college to start working. Next, I was dying for my children to grow old enough so that they could go to school and that I could just go back and return to work. And finally, I was looking forward to retirement. But now I realize, as I'm retired, it isn't about waiting for the next big goal. People realize in that moment that life is a process, it's not an event. And it's about embracing each moment and paying a little bit more attention to what's important in the moment. That's when you're looking back and reviewing your life. Like, do you often realize when you're in a significant moment that you're looking back in your life and you don't realize that it was? It's like the good old days. Do you ever like have that experience where you're looking back on some good times, like you're looking back in your life and you're like talking about the good old days where you perceived them as the good old days, but you didn't know back then that in that moment that you were in a moment because you were just getting on with your life. And if only you had realized that you were in those moments and you're reflecting on them, you're thinking, man, they were the good old days. I wish I knew how good they were and how much you would have appreciated if you had known. And what I'm trying to say right now is that there are things in the moment right now that someday will become a memory. And if you just take like that 20,000 foot view of your life and you look at it when you're thinking about being stuck in a problem or you're just planning on happiness to get somewhere and you're trying to get home from work, maybe someday you're going to look back and wish you were like back in work again. It might not feel like that now, but when you're looking back in your life and you have some perspective, there's things you can put value on from that point of view, you know. Now, you may not notice that they're important now, but if you take that 20,000 foot view, you might look and realize, hang on, there's other things here that are important because your mind it could be in that waiting state where you might be waiting to retire, like, and you might not realize that you're in the moment. So the best advice I can give you in this simplest way possible is that when you're just going through your day at random times during your day, just stop and say this to yourself: I'm in the moment. And I regularly actually do this even when I'm out like just walking. I do stop for a minute and go, I'm in the moment, because I know that someday I'm going to be looking back and realizing walking was pretty cool. If only I knew then what I know now, you know, that someday I might not be able to do that. I take all that into consideration now and don't wait for these simple things to become a memory, because you don't realize you're in the moment until becomes a memory. Look around and imagine you're older in this moment, and from this older point of view, what would you perceive as important in your life? Like taking it all into consideration, like all of the problems, but all of the good things in your life, all of the good people, all of the simple things that you can do. Like you can get on the bus, you can, go to the fridge and eat something. You can go and hug somebody that's in your life. The simple things, and it's not the hairy fairy kind of way of looking at things. This is practical. This is what the privilege that I get is I work with people that are older, and I get to see how they reflect on life, and I get to see the important things that they perceive now as being important that are in my life. And I'm always thinking, why should I wait to get to that age to realize I've got lots of good things in this moment? You know what I mean? So, what would you wish if you were old and you were looking back in your life? What would you wish you would have known then if you were looking back on this moment? Just taking into consideration everything in life, not just in your life, but in life in general. And you're thinking, as you're old, if only I knew then what I know now, and you do, what would you wish you had paid a little bit more attention to? It's not about just faking it and just like trying to cheer yourself up. This is about realistic perspective, being able to look back in your life, subjectively look over all of your life. Because if you adopt this mindset, you can still plan for the future while in this moment, finding happiness in the present moment as well. There's no need to postpone your happiness until some future date. And even kids, if you look at kids in college, it's like, I'll be happy when I finish college. And then when they get there, they'll realize, no, it's not here. You need to get a job now. It's like, Jesus, get a job. I'll be happy when I get a job. And it's like, no, 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 no. You need to get a house. It's like, I'll be happy when I get my own place. I'll be happy when I get married. I'll be happy when I have kids. It doesn't work out for a lot of people. And when they do get to those places, they're always projecting more happiness out into the future. And then they look back and realize college was actually pretty cool. They wish they were back in the good old days. So my advice is, don't wait for this moment that you have right now to become a memory. Realize that you're in this moment right now. There may be important aspects of your current situation that you'll only recognize when you're actually reflecting on it. And reflection is something that you can do now. If you look at old people, they're reflecting on their life. But reflection is a skill. It's something that where you're able to be subjective and look at everything without judgment and be aware of everything that's in your life. But when you're in a problem, you're only aware of the problem. Perspective is not nothing to do with age. It's to do with distance, to be able to step back and include everything in your life in this moment. So who says that you have to wait? Recognize that you're in the moment right now. And someday you'll look back and understand you were in the moment all along. But why wait for that realization? So if you're wondering how to put this into practice, you can just simply ask yourself that question. That's all I do. That's where you just say to yourself, I'm in the moment. You know what's important in this moment right now. And it's like you have to become aware of it. Once I say this to you now, you have to consider it. You are in the moment. Most people don't ever get a shot to evaluate it now. They always wait till they're looking back, and they wait for the moment to become a memory. Don't wait for the moment to become a memory. Do it now. So that's where the next video comes in. If you want, you don't have to watch it. It's called the time machine technique. It's how to leverage the future to enhance the present. You'll see it. It's a video on my YouTube channel. I'll link it here. This video will provide you with a guided exercise and a technique to help you to practice living in the moment while still planning for the future. It just gives you the ability to be able to zoom out and put things into perspective really quickly and evaluate your life without attachment, without judgment. See what's important and then zoom back into it. It's what old people wish they could do, but I'm giving you a shot to be able to purposely do it now. So if you found this video helpful and you want to take it a step further, I encourage you to check out the next video. It'll be linked at the end of this or in the description below. And I encourage you to watch that. It's a really good video and it will give you a little bit of insight and get you out of that stuck feeling of going, when is things going to get better? I'll be happy when. If you find the link in the description, you can just click on it and it'll bring you to the video, or you can go onto my website and you can register onto the website and you'll get access to all the videos in an app if you want to do that. And for those of you who feel like you need a little bit more personalized guidance and find yourself stuck in any particular situation where you don't know how to get out of it and nothing seems to be working for you, I offer a one-to-one coaching service. And these sessions are specifically tailored for men over 40 who are experiencing that emotional burnout where they're just fed up and exhausted, or they've lost their passion for their work. They're just going to work because they have to, not because they want to. My coaching aims to help men enhance their career satisfaction and reignite that fire in their belly, that personal professional drive. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions or thoughts, please leave a message in the comments below. I always make it a point to respond to each one, and I'll communicate with you if you want to do that through messages or on the comments themselves. And if you know someone who might benefit from this message, please share this video with them. They might get something out of it. And together we can help more people break free from the I'll be happy when mindset and start living their best life now.